Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cinema Flow podcast. I'm your host, Zach Abdelbaki, and today I am joined by three of the biggest Barbie fans that I know. You might think that we're here to talk about Margot Robbie's new film, Barbie, but that is not the case. We are here to talk about the glorious direct-to-DVD animated Barbie movies from our childhood. For those who don't know, there are a whopping 42 Barbie movies produced since 2001. My guests today are all film students that attended Dodge College of Film and Media Arts with me, and I won't speak for them, but frankly, I was insulted by the fact that the Barbie motion pictures were never discussed or analyzed in our film studies classes. That is why I have gathered three bona fide experts in the Barbie cinematic universe, or the B.C.U for short, to discuss the franchise on today's episode. We're going to discuss which Barbie films are our favorites, which ones have the best animal sidekicks, some of our favorite songs, favorite Kens, as well as what we hope to see in the live action Barbie movies moving forward. So, without further ado, please welcome my guests for this show. First up, returning to the show is Miss Katie Isherwood. Hello, Katie.
Hi.
And joining the show for the first time is Cynthia Wang. Hello, Cynthia.
Hi, guys.
And our final Barbie expert is the one and only Lindsay Newland. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited.
Of course, so excited for this episode. So I thought I'd start out with a pretty general question, which is, how did each of you get into the Barbie movies, and which was the first one that you remember watching?
I can jump in real quick. I don't remember the exact first one. I remember the one that like stands out to me in my mind right now. So yeah, I don't exactly remember the first one I saw, but I saw all of them at a friend's house when I was like in between 3 and 6, I think is like when I saw most of them. The math might be off, but around then, because she lived right next to my grandmother, and she had all of the Barbie movies. She had like all of the dream houses. She had the Barbie dolls. She had the Bratz. She had like all of this stuff. And my house, like I had a couple Barbie dolls, and I'd saved up like a lot of money to get the like Barbie pink castle at one point, which was such a letdown. That was like a pivotal moment of my life when I saved $100 to get this thing. And it was like, basically they had poured liquid plastic into a mold and then just popped it out, didn't paint it, didn't put any stickers on it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a turning point, my villain arc. But the actual movies I watched with my friend at her house, and I remember like loving them and loving how fantastical they were. The one that sticks in my head is definitely Barbie Fairytopia Mermaidia. When I got to college freshman year, I was like, hey gang, who wants to relive my childhood and watch this movie with me? And in the common room, like in full view of everybody, we were watching it. I remember people coming in and out and being like, what is this fevered dream? Like, what's happening? And being like, sit down. No, watch this. It's good. Yeah, so that one's the one that sticks with me the most.
Yeah, I feel like when I was a kid, I don't remember how exactly I got into Barbie. Honestly, when I was a kid, I did a lot of couch camping, which is what I coined for just me sitting in front of a couch for like an entire day, just watching a bunch of TV, like a lot of Cartoon Network, a lot of like Disney, all that shenanigans. So I'm pretty sure my parents just threw me a bunch of random stuff to watch because they wanted to like, distract me while they're at work or something, the gist. And so I guess Barbie was one of them. I really don't know how I got into it. The earliest memory I have is just already watching them. I think my first one was Swan Lake. Don't know if that's totally true, but I think it was Swan Lake. And then I think it was Rapunzel after that. And then probably the Fairytopia series. And then from there, just like continually just binging Barbie because like the storyline's great. If you're a girl who loves magic, romance, cute things, that's pretty much Barbie for you, at least at the time. Sometimes when you look back on it, it's a little creepy, but it's okay. But yeah, it was
1,000%.
Oh yeah. The animations, I wish they could like redo them now because I'm sure it would look so fantastic and so much better. But there's a beauty and like the nostalgia with the older ones. But yeah, I feel like that's really just randomly got into it. And then I don't know, the story, the magic, the love, it's all great. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I think for me, I feel like my into Barbie was definitely ballet. Because at the time, like all of us little teeny tots, like, you know, we were performing in the Nutcracker, we were performing in Swan Lake, so naturally we were watching those Barbie movies. I'm guessing that's probably how I got into it. But I mean, obviously I remember the first Barbie I ever got was the Nutcracker Barbie, which was the first ever Barbie movie made. And I also remember she was super special because she had movable joints, so she could flex her feet, point her feet. You know, contrary to the gag in the Barbie trailer of how she's always on her kind of like high heel demi point. This Barbie, she could be flat footed if she wanted to, and I thought that was awesome. But kind of my favorite like Barbie movie, I think, is probably the 12 Dancing Princesses, just because one of the fondest memories I have of the Barbie movies is like my house was being remodeled. Like, and I think I was like, I forget, I was pretty little at that point, but we were redoing our whole entire kitchen, like putting new tiles down, but the tiles weren't complete yet. And I turned those into like the special tiles from like the 12 Dancing Princesses, and would imagine that like if I danced it along with the movie, I could go to that whole other world. So I have just very fond memories of that. Yeah.
That is so cute.
That's adorable.
Thanks.
Her having a real reason and me just being like, I just watch a bunch of TV.
I mean, they were great car ride movies also, because my parents, like, whenever we had super long car rides, like the Bay Area or something, because I'm from Northern California, so we'd go to San Francisco sometimes, and so we'd bring the DVD player, and it would always be a Barbie movie. So I also watched, that's where I watched, like, Swan Lake and, like, stuff like that. Princess and the Pauper, those were all car movies.
You watch it in the car, that's crazy. I just remember my, I love my parents, and I'm not going to out them, but I kind of am. Like, we're like cheap Asian people, and yes, we have access to a library, but was I the type of kid who just always wanted to rewatch Barbie movies? Yes. So they literally got the movies from the library and then burned them on a CD. DVD CD. And then, had them forever. I never really bought the movies. I just like had them illegally,
I was pushing off my friend. We never bought them either.
No, I'm sorry. We maybe bought like one or two, but that was it. Really, the rest of them illegal, 100%.
Oh my God. See, now here I am, the only true lawful fan of Barbie. I have all of them on DVD at my parents' house. We have a whole DVD case of nothing there, and we organized it alphabetically. The whole B section is nothing but Barbie.
Okay, that's insane, amazing. But it's on my parents. Everyone loves free shit. Let's be honest.
True.
Oh yes.
Work smarter, not harder.
Honestly, if I was smart enough to do that, I would have.
You had DVDs. I'm more of an OG fan. Look what I got. Audiences can't see this. I got VHSs in the house.
That's what
I also had VHSs.
Yes,
oh, you had the VHS.
Beautiful.
Okay, then that's
I had some of them. Some of them. It depends. Holy shit! How'd you get those?
I'll be honest, these are my sisters.
That's awesome. Nice. There's something really fun with how they look like tomes, like magic pink books of old. You know what I mean? Because they're so thick.
Okay. Yeah. Nutcracker. What's the other one?
The audience can't see this because it's audio only, but basically these are like clamshells. This other one's Rapunzel, but it's like you're opening up a wedding ring, like when you open these things.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Did you guys see that Disney came out with a line of journals that you can write in that look like VHS tapes? I have a few of them, but they came out with that line. It's really great. Yeah.
Oh my God, what a throwback. Dude, I think I had the Rapunzel one. It was either that or Swan Lake. They were like, that was like the first two memories I can think of with Barbie.
Also, speaking of Rapunzel, like that movie came out so long ago, and then Tangled came out, and I remember like talking, being like, that painting thing, that was a big deal in the Barbie Rapunzel, and she was also in purple. And I was like, I see someone did their research.
That is such a cool superpower. Like, what?
Yeah.
Literally.
For those who have not seen Rapunzel, do you want to tell how the paintbrush works, Cynthia?
Yes. Okay. So she had this magic hairbrush that turned into a paintbrush. And why? I'm not really sure, because the love of her parents and like maybe a song. I can't really remember. There was like a little like like little what melody that came, and then the sparkle, and then this hairbrush from her parents that died or some shit like that turned into this beautiful paintbrush because she's an artist, because she's stuck in this tower and has nothing else to do with her time. So like think COVID and like, she's like quarantined, she's like, what do I do? So she's like, oh, paint. I have walls, I have a paintbrush, and I got some berries. So she crushes on some berries with her feet, kind of smart. I actually had to do that recently. Don't ask me why, but literally she would use this paintbrush. She didn't even really need paint, honestly. And she would just paint whatever she could think of, her using her imagination, which is, the theme, like imagination can like take you anywhere. You can do anything as long as you think creatively, that shit, right? So she would just paint wherever she wanted to go or whatever she wanted to see. And it would come to life. Or she could like draw herself a portal and teleport. Like that's a whole nother power within another power. She could teleport. She could build a dress. Like, you know how much money we would save if I could just use a paintbrush and draw my own clothes?
I never thought about how that you're so right. That is the superpower. And when people ask like, what superpower would you pick? It's like, oh, shapeshifter. Like, no. That magic paintbrush from Rapunzel. Like, that's what you should do.
For real. And you don't even need to paint.
Yeah,
you don't need the skill. She just thinks of it and then she just strokes it. And then it's just like magic waterfall, like watercolor.
Oh my gosh.
Like comes to life and swirls and then bam, it's there. And you're like, wait, that took no skill. Not really.
Oh my gosh. No, better yet, like you could like make your own wealth, literally. Like you're not just like making art for a living, you're literally making your own money. Like
you could literally live off of that paintbrush. If you're hungry and you want to eat something, you could just imagine it and draw it, and then bam, food or money. If you want money, clothes, furniture, a house, literally you paint it all. If you wanted to travel, you don't even need to book flights, just paint Paris and bam, you're go walk in your painting, it's Paris. You could probably paint a boyfriend if you wanted to. Or girlfriend.
Yeah, we didn't test the limits of this paintbrush for sure in this movie.
Yeah. It's a little OP. It's a little OP.
Now I got a fun fact to share with you guys. Barbie and the Nutcracker, which was the first B.C.U. film ever. People probably think of these as like, oh, direct to DVD, whatever. This movie made $150 million in DVD and VHS sales, which if you adjust for inflation from 2001 to now is like crazy. Like I think most animated movies would dream to get that. And then Barbie and Rapunzel, the next film, made $200 million in home video. So
that makes me so happy.
Wow.
Thank you for telling us that. Also, since we're talking about Nutcracker, can we shout out how one, they had the same voice actress, I think, almost for every Barbie movie. Like that was awesome in itself. But also I feel like they spent all of their money on the villain's voice actor. Because those are big names. Like Nutcracker, I'm pretty sure that's Tim Curry. He plays the Rat King. And then oh my goodness, the woman from Schitt's Creek, the mom from Schitt's Creek. Moira Rose is that's the villain in Island Princess. I think she's the villain in Island Princess. You could check me on that. But she's definitely, no, sorry, it might be 12 Dancing Princesses. I think it's 12 Dancing Princesses.
Catherine O'Hara,
by the way.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Catherine O'Hara, yeah.
And in what's the other one? Oh, Princess and the Pauper, the villain is Steve Martin. Or not Steve Martin, sorry, Martin Short. And Martin Short is unbelievable as Preminger. Also, I'm very biased because I was in a for fun, not for profit version of Princess and the Pauper for fun theater production, and I got to play Preminger. And like, shout out that role, one of his best roles.
So fun.
That's
oh my
epic.
God.
I feel like Princess and the Pauper is the objectively best Barbie movie.
Yeah.
Even though like
my
favorite
100%.
is 12 Dancing Prince. Yeah. Even though my favorite is 12 Dancing Princesses. Like I was even looking up like consensus of like what is everybody's favorite Barbie movie, and almost everywhere it was Princess and the Pauper.
Princess and the Pauper. So good.
It's all like great. It's a musical. Oh, and the music's good.
The songs.
Yeah, the music's actually. Yeah, I think the music's becoming really popular on TikTok again too. Like I see it everywhere.
The songs were such bops. The female friendship really came in clutch. That was like, and okay, the princess, yeah, she wanted to be smart and everything. You should know, female empowerment. But then the like pauper, she was like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do what I want. Like, I'm just poor because I'm like, that's how I like the
Indentured
situation
servitude. That was also wild. But I will say, like
Yeah,
the Barbie movies, when I was showing Fairytopia Mermaidia to my friends, they were like, they're saying words that you're not allowed to say in Disney movies, like incinerated, and like there's a part in that movie where they like almost get like boiled alive, and they're like, Bibble's about to die, and you're like, why are the stakes are high, guys. And in Princess and the Pauper, she says, I am an indentured servant.
She
like
does.
I'm literally in debt, and like this woman has my contract. It's yeah, there's some stuff in there that you're like, oh wow, okay. Hard hitting.
Yeah, no, seriously. Plus, I feel like, well, plus I think like a lot of the Barbie movies were made in response to like a lot of people because I was reading that the sales for the Barbie dolls had gone down before the Barbie movies. So they were making the Barbie movies because a lot of people were like, oh, we don't want to give our daughter something that's just a sex symbol. And all of a sudden they were like, no, it's female like empowerment, which I feel like I was talking a little bit with Zach about this like earlier, but like I feel like it's kind of I feel like that's why the movies kind of uphold over time, is that they were literally made to be female empowerment, like, which granted, because they wanted toy sales to improve, but still, like, I feel like it's lasted pretty well over time because like in the long run they were trying to make it of like, oh, you can achieve anything, like kind of a vibe.
Well, it's like in the 2000s they made, I think, a lot of, movies had like a stereotype where the pretty girls were always like the dumb ones or the mean ones. And I think like Barbie also had a negative connotation. But the nice thing about these direct-to-DVD movies is they show that the girls can be feminine and girly, but also smart and strong and be like the hero.
Yeah. I think that's like also what Princess and the Pauper did really well, because like the princess was obviously very intelligent. She wanted to like study science and rocks and crystals and all that all that stuff, and do research is basically what she wanted to do instead of being a princess. And then the Pauper, she like, first off, great singer, beautiful, obviously. But like even when she was escaping prison, she did that all on her own. She was using like clever methods to like sneak past, and the guys, like, even though they like tried to help, like honestly the girls were helping the guys, or like didn't really need them to, like, it wasn't like a, oh, I'm a damsel in distress like type of moment. Even like Princess Pegasus, like there were like some moments, okay, like here and there, maybe they needed a guy to help, like here and there, but
it is crazy how little compared to
so
like
little.
anything else.
Yeah, it was so
yeah,
little.
no,
For the
literally
most part.
anything else.
She like did everything
Yeah.
herself. She like escaped the orc herself, like the orc's place herself, like didn't need his help at all. Like she, like they were just, it's her and her sister really just trying their best to make this work, and they barely need the guy like to help them out of any situation. So it's like very, I mean, other than like teamwork, of course, but that's like also a good theme. But like it was just very, very forward for its time, progressive.
Also really interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of the Barbie movie. Oh, sorry. Still be really quick. A lot of the Barbie movies are like Barbie's version of IP that already exists, right? Like copyright, like Nutcracker, like anyone can do that. Swan Lake, Princess and the Pauper. But also the stuff that is their own creative ideas. That the premise was fairies, our version of fairies. Those ones even less so have the element of like the guys are necessary and or are like needing to rescue Barbie. In those ones, like Fairytopia, you're gonna see very quickly, I talk a lot about them. Those ones are like ones I gravitate toward. But like in that one, the only male character, okay, besides Bibble, her sidekick, that only talks in like baby noises. So let me make that clear. Besides Bibble, the only other like male character is the butterfly she rides around on, who sounds like a very proper British gentleman. But like other than that, they are just friends, and he flies them around, but is about as helpful as like a steed. And other than that, like every other character minus like the henchman of the big villainess, who's also just obsessed with the villainess, like that's his whole thing. He has no, like, he's not trying to get glory for himself, he's just obsessed with this bog fairy. But like
The ultimate simp.
he's the ultimate simp for sure. Fungus, I think is his name. Like it's so interesting how little the men are even involved. If they don't, like if they're there, they do need rescuing, and if they're not there, the story continues on.
How often does Ken show up in these movies? Curious.
None. He's
None.
not in
All
them
the
at all.
all of the, because it's like Barbie playing a character, but the guys are like unnamed actors. You know what I mean? It's not Ken as blah blah blah. It's Barbie as blah blah blah, and then someone's playing those other roles.
Also,
You're not even
they
there.
are all brunettes.
Yeah,
Ken is blonde. I don't know where Ken came from, but like all of the romantic interests, if there were any, they're all brunettes. Even some like even if they're not like actual like romantic interests, like in Fairytopia, there's that one merman. He's like not really
he gets
part of
with the
story.
mermaid. Yeah,
Yeah, he gets
he's
with the
not
mermaid.
Barbie's
He's like
love
really
interest.
not really a part of the story, but he's also brunette. They're all
Yeah.
brunette. Where did Ken come from? I don't remember.
I don't remember. Oh, gosh, what Julian, I think, in Princess and the Pauper is blonde, but only because they need to differentiate him from the other male love interest who is brunette, Dominic.
Isn't his hair
And
gray?
oh, is it? It's like I don't know, dirty
No,
blonde, right? I think it's only different to differentiate them. But this is super telling. I had the dolls for Erica and Annalise for Princess and the Pauper, and I also had the doll that represented both of the male love interests. They only sold one doll with the reversible clothes, so that because they were like, people aren't gonna buy them. Why would we make two dolls? Just put them together, reversible clothes. Like the girls are not. No. The audience is not.
No,
here for
I'm
him.
saying full send the thruple. Full send the thruple.
Yeah, literally.
They kind of were the same guy the whole time.
Hot sec.
I feel like the two guys, like, also like what I loved about the Princess and the Pauper movie that I thought was actually kind of clever is that like the guys ended up liking the two girls for them, which like, okay, I'm just a sucker for romances that are like, I don't care like who you are or what you look like, I'm in love. Like, I'm such a sucker for those, and Princess and the Pauper definitely had that.
Oh yeah.
I know this is a silly question before I ask it, but you all went to film school. So as a kid, did the Barbie movies have any impact on you and make you think, gee, I wonder what it must be like to make movies, and maybe I should go try it?
I mean, I loved it. I think it was part of like storytelling that I really like. Like I think it shaped a lot of what I like now. Like I love fantasy, like I love like especially like strong female characters who are really independent, smart, intelligent. Love romance, sucker for romance, can never get away from that genre. And just like adventurous, like magical things. I feel like in storytelling, it did a good job with like it had a structure. It was a good arc, and I feel like it's shaped a lot of how I think, how I am now. I wouldn't necessarily say it shaped my career path, but it was something that I feel like as a child, you really take in all of this content, and it really shows the possibilities of where you can go in the future and like what you want to do. And I think that's the purpose of Barbie, like all those films, like Barbie as blank, Barbie can do whatever. The purpose is that she can do anything, so you can be anything you want, So it kind of gave that more like, it was more like, oh, Barbie's here to represent for all women and girls and children that, they can, anything is possible and they can do whatever they want. So you should go in with that like independent, like ambitious mindset. And that's, I think a lot of girls who watch Barbie growing up, like love those movies because they felt that way.
I actually remember, I agree with Cynthia that like, when I was watching them, I wasn't like, oh, I want to make that, kind of because I think that's what I wanted. You know what I mean? I was like, it's been made. I liked that. No notes, print. But I think it definitely impacted like what was possible. And I think some of the ideas that I then had that I was like, oh, I want to make this into a story. I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. Because that's they made the X Barbie movie and this Barbie movie. And yeah, those are close, and like that, so that story must be wanted and warranted and allowed to exist. So I feel like that definitely was an impact for me. And then also if some of y'all know that my thesis pilot was very Barbie. I don't know if I can say that. Was Barbie inspired. Let's just say that. But and that was basically me looking back and seeing how watching Barbie Fairytopia Mermaidia, I was like, oh, that was clues at my own sexuality. The fact that my favorite one was the one that was like enemies to lovers with the mermaid and the fairy, who were both girls. But of course, they don't really get together at the end. But so I think that had a big impact on my taste, and also just on cluing into myself. But yeah, in terms of storyteller, I think, like Cynthia said, it all just gets put together.
I think
yeah.
what's really cool about the Barbie series as well, it's like kind of, as you said, like I think there's a lot of things that people grow up on that, you know, we kind of forget about. And there's also a lot of things that bring so much nostalgia back to us and was like such a core memory. And I feel like Barbie, like everyone I met who watches Barbie will still to this day at like 20 something years old, will still watch Barbie. Like I watch Barbie movies for comfort. Literally when I couldn't, like Angelique, my roommate, and I at like the time junior year of college, there was one night where we both couldn't sleep and we were like, hey, are you still awake? And we were sharing a room, so we could tell. And she's like, yeah, you? And I was like, well, obviously. And then I was like, you want to watch Barbie? She's like, yeah, let's do it. And we literally watched Barbie Island Princess. And
yes,
like at 2 a.m. in the morning because we could not sleep. And now we were like, let's watch Barbie. Like, why not? When I was depressed, I'm not like actually depressed. Let me not use that term. When I was in a slump, I just wanted to watch Barbie movies. I literally had a marathon of me watching Barbie movies for an entire night by myself. And I like had pulled an all-nighter just watching Barbie. So like, that's like one thing I feel like a lot of girls who were like really into the Barbie movies, we will rewatch the Barbie movies. They always stick. We will remember them like it was yesterday when we watched them. And I think that's like so special. Like not a lot of things or shows or like for example, Scooby-Doo, I think that's a big one. Pokemon is a big one where people like might rewatch or is like still into, whether it's like the games or like etc. But like there's a lot of things like Ed, Ed and Eddie, like Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm trying to think of more. Like Codename Next Door thing.
Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, Powerpuff Girls, yeah. But it's like there's a lot of things where it's like I wouldn't necessarily like, yes, I remember them and they're a big part of my childhood, but would I rewatch them? Like I don't think I've ever rewatched Powerpuff Girls. I'm gonna be honest. I love Powerpuff Girls, but have I rewatched any of the episodes? I don't really think so.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And I feel like honestly, there's a lot of things from my childhood because I also grew up on a ton of Disney, and there's some Disney movies when I rewatch them now, I'm honestly uncomfortable because I finally understand, like especially like I'm talking old Disney movies, like old Disney movies. There's some parts of them where I'm like, I don't know what to think about that now. Like that doesn't like now that I'm older and I have like my own values, I'm like, I'm not sure like that completely lends to my own values. But with Barbie, honestly, I was going back, I was so surprised because I felt like I was going back and rewatching it and I was like, no, like I still really like this. Like as an adult, it has aged very, very well. And there's quite a few things like from my childhood where I'm like, or not quite a few things, but there's definitely like, I mean, I think it's mostly because I'm a Disney kid. And like there's like, especially once you learn like the history of the company and stuff like that, it's like, at least for me, it was hard to be a Disney fan after that, like I used to be, because I was like, I don't know if I can like support all of that. That being said, like with Barbie, I was like, no, I really like all of this. And like I would be totally willing, like if I had a kid in the future, I would show them Barbie movies and I would not feel bad about it.
It's also wild how so many of them are written by the same woman. And I think that like talking about like old Disney movies and stuff, I think there's something freeing in how, and this is going to sound really strange, but like in freeing in how these Barbie movies were so devalued as storytelling because they're for girls. And like I think we're getting to a point now that like saying something should be less than because it's for girls is suddenly starting to be like, oh wait, maybe we should just hate on something because it's for girls. But when they were making them, that takes a certain level of pressure, and not pressure, but takes a certain level of like higher execs being like, no, I need to have my hand in this. I need to approve everything. It's like, oh, it's that thing for girls. Let them do whatever they want. Oh, it's just that thing. Oh, well, like if they want to do that, fine. Oh, she like someone wrote a script for, oh, just make it. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't get scrutinized as much. And other people, especially like a lot of people, you know, like a lot of studios that are run and a lot of storytelling has been kind of controlled by like a male lens, you know what I mean? And so if something gets this like free pass of like, oh, that doesn't matter, they can do whatever they want, I feel like that probably really impacts how we can look back at it now and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm still like all the messages of this. I'm still supportive of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising that it's taken this long for them to make like a big budget live action film from this franchise. It's kind of weird, to be honest, considering, like I told you, like the first two movies made hundreds of millions of dollars on VHS and DVD. So yeah, I mean,
Although I do think
yeah.
it makes sense for this timing just because all of us who grew up with the Barbie movies are finally working adults. We have money of our own. Like, there's even some of us, like, as weird as it sounds, I was looking on Facebook the other day. There's a girl my age that I went to elementary school with who's about to have a freaking child. And I was like, well, that's weird. But like, it's coming out at the perfect time where it's like, we're all of that age. We're the prime audience who's going to really enjoy that movie because we grew up with these movies. We grew up with these dolls. I feel like I totally agree with you, Zach. It's like, why didn't they profit off of this sooner? But I feel like right now is like such a perfect time to release it.
That's very true. And now they can, I mean, this one definitely has like some adult themes and like it's just funnier that way, like taking childhood favorites and turning it into something like adults can like thoroughly make fun of and enjoy and like actually get like use that opportunity and really make some really good jokes that I feel like a lot of people have like we're too young to understand in the moment. You're like, they can do that now. But
Yeah, I mean, PG-13 and $100 million. I think that Greta's made something very special, which we're all gonna love. I want to ask though, because Katie, you mentioned Disney. You know, I have a fun question for you. So Disney has been remaking all their animated films as live action. And you know, it's annoying at this point because they've done it so many times. And not that the Barbie movies need to be remade, because you know they're all wonderful, but if
CGI tune-up.
yeah, if that's true. But if you had to remake one Barbie movie and produce it or write it or direct it, whatever, which one would you choose and why?
That is a fantastic question. Um, are we talking live action or can I do it animated?
No, well, if you really want to, you can do it animated, but I feel like if it's already animated, don't you want to do it live action?
Yeah, it's already.
Yeah.
Live action. I mean, my heart is saying 12 Dancing Princesses, but that's because, as I said, it's my favorite. But I would actually explore Mariposa because I think that's an underrated original story from the Barbie universe that like not a lot of. Also, when I was a kid, I would not have told you that my favorite was 12 Dancing Princesses. I would have said Mariposa because I wanted to be the indie Barbie fan. I didn't like all of my other friends were like Princess and the Pauper, and I was like, no, Mariposa. And they're like Fairytopia, and I was like, no, Mariposa.
So different than Fairytopia. Like I think
it's good.
Very different.
Overpowered like Mariposa and was like, I mean, it was a series too. So it was like 3 movies to 1, right? But Mariposa, like, she kind of slays.
She kind of does slay. No, she really does. But honestly, when you analyze a story, it's basically Cinderella but cooler. But I would see, I think 12 Dancing Princesses would be really fun to direct if I'm directing because you have a whole entire cast ahead of you. Like you have a whole family that you can kind of talk with actors about and build that family. So in terms of directing, from a directing standpoint, love 12 Princesses. From a production standpoint, I'd say Mariposa because there's so much visually interesting to play with there. I mean, they have butterfly wings. You have like these scary monsters. I mean, if you wanted to, you could go Guillermo del Toro on this shit. But if you're not trying to do that, there's also a way to not do that. But like me, I'd kind of explore that a little bit. But I also just think the story of Mariposa is kind of cool. I think the protagonist is really cool. But then again, like 12 Dancing Princesses, from a directing standpoint, super fun.
I would definitely do Barbie Fairytopia Mermaidia, and they would get together in the end. Unsurprising to anyone who's ever met me. That'd be Nori and Lena.
I think I would do well, this is because it's like my favorite, but Princess and the Pauper, but I feel like I'd make it like high stakes, you know, like actually in that time period, we're gonna make it horror like a thriller horror. Like they're literally having an indentured servant changing places with a princess. That's like a serious crime, dude. Like she could,
And they almost drown in the mine. Like it's
Yeah.
like people almost die all the time.
and it's a mine.
Yeah.
Like that's and it's like real like political stuff. It's like political stuff. I think you can make it like The Great. Where it's something like similar tonally to that, you know, where it's like there's some high stakes, and I feel like you could take that and like turn it into like more of an adult setting, and like really like two people who one look exactly alike. Like yes, there are a bunch of movies where they like swap these like twin looking people, right, and they change lives and everything, but like make it horror, you know, make it kind of creepy, because like it is kind of creepy, you know, and like they're trying to save the kingdom basically from like from the queen from marrying this person, or I guess the princess before she runs away and things like that. And it's like that's some real political stuff that you could get into and make it really dramatic.
The
and
advisor
scary.
is trying to take over the throne. That's like these are high stakes. That's Game of
Literally.
Thrones,
Honestly-
baby.
Yeah, honestly,
Literally.
Barbie, but Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Barbie Game of Thrones. Barbie. Okay, I haven't actually seen Succession, but I feel like it's giving me Succession vibes.
True. Also, we haven't talked about how a lot, like especially for Princess and the Pauper, like that was the original story is the Prince and the Pauper, and they're like they were like,
Yes.
okay, why can't they be girls? You know what I mean? It's like that. Those twists. I also saw online an artist did like fake Barbie movie posters, and it was like Barbie and the Count of Monte Cristo, Barbie and the Phantom of the Opera, and I was like, yes. Why are we like Barbie and Jekyll and Hyde, like Barbie and Frankenstein? And I was like, this is great. Like, let's not limit ourselves or like have to pick the ones that like don't end in death. Like, let's go for the one. Let's do them all. Let's do all the classics.
Yes. Well, and plus, like, I feel like Barbie finds solutions for things ending in death. Like in Swan Lake, literally, the couple, they kill off the couple, but the reason why they survive is because they're holding hands as a symbol of true love when they happen to fall over dead. And it's like, oh, that's how they circumnavigated death, is they were like, oh, well, they died on top of each other, so they're in love.
They're fine now.
And like,
yeah, people do die. They just get better.
yeah, exactly. Death
As
is
a
a
kid-
minor inconvenience for Barbie.
No, literally. As a kid, I didn't even realize they had died. I was like, oh, they passed out.
I want to ask you, for any listeners who maybe have never seen a Barbie movie, but they like Greta Gerwig's new movie, so they want to get into the animated films, what is the movie you recommend people watching as an introduction to the B.C.U?
Princess and the Pauper.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
We're like, just say it.
It's literally the best. Or we can start with Island Princess. That's a pretty mild one. It gets you there, has like a few, you know, it's fun. It's like Barbie meets Tarzan type of deal, you know? So it's kind of, right? So that could be fun. You know, a lot of talking animals, if people like that. I feel like the Fairytopia
Oh yeah,
movies
that'll
are-
get you introduced and accustomed to the talking animals trope in Barbie
And,
real
and also
fast.
some of the strange ways they have given them human physical features and how successful and unsuccessful those.
Very true. Also musicals, got some bopping music. Or like Fairytopia, I also think is a great. It has like some funny sidekick moments, you know. It's like it's funny. It's like it's a pretty good series. I like the second one's my favorite out of the three. Don't really remember the third at all, to be honest.
She goes
But
to
the first and the
college.
second-
It's wild.
Yeah, it's basically called like school. It's
She
basically
goes-
she
oh,
goes to
yeah.
school. A really good one is Princess and the Diamond, or Barbie and the Diamond Castle.
Oh, we haven't even talked about
Yes.
yes, please.
You know what? Honestly, I would say if you're watching it with a guy, do Barbie and the Diamond Castle. But
Yeah.
that being said, also because Cynthia and I rewatched Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus, that
That's
one's pretty solid.
That one's funny.
The guy
That
was
was
sassy,
great.
the girl was sassy. It was like kind of a cute banter moment, you know, like from enemies to lovers, very like on the low key type of deal,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I will say in that movie, there's so many plot holes.
Yeah,
Um,
don't dissect it.
don't dissect
Wait.
it. Don't do it.
But if you have a lot of sisters, I'd say 12 Dancing Princesses. That's such a good one too. Like it's such a cute, it's just such a girls movie, you know? Like it's so fun. It's basically like do it. You know that like campaign ad that was like just like a girl? Like, oh, you throw like a girl, or like
Mhm.
you run like a girl, or something like that. It's like that's basically 12 Dancing Princesses. They do everything. You can do it like a girl, but you know what? They still have like these skills that yeah, they may do it like they may not be princessy and girly, but like it doesn't matter because they are girls, they are princesses, and they can do what they want. They don't have to be girly girls to like be a girl and like I don't even know if that made any sense to be honest, but it's just really
but like that definition of like define like being like if you're a girly girl, you have to do X, Y, and Z, can't do X, Y, and Z. I feel like you're talking about Fairytopia, like she saves the day by doing like a softball pitch and throwing her like necklace into a thing that explodes. Like what saves the day is, you know, her teamwork and her friends, but also because Barbie is just really good at softball. Just is able to physically shatter something with the coolest wind up you've ever seen. So yeah, I feel like yeah, that's that. And also you're talking about Diamond Castle. That one, the guys are so decentered from that storyline. It's so funny. Like these two girls just live in their cottage, solving their own problems, and then there's these two bards that are just there, and they like don't get with them. They're not love interests. They don't help in any way.
They're just there.
They're just there.
It's so funny. They're just there for comedic relief. They're just like the jokesters. You're just like, oh, they just have some like some snazzy comments to make every now and then. You're like, huh, I like them. They're funny dudes.
Also,
seriously. I think my favorite comedy is actually that movie, which is one where I feel like I could confidently show that movie to anybody and be like, there's something in there for them. But also, like, I was gonna say that I love on the topic of like you throw like a girl, stuff like that. The ending battle for 12 Dancing Princesses is so sick because basically the whole premise behind the 12 Dancing Princesses is that each of them has like a really cool talent, but it's not related at all to being a princess. And so their dad's like really ashamed of them. But at the end, they use all of their talents to defeat the bad guy. And I just love that ending so much. I could rewatch that all the time. It's great.
So cute. Also, as resident queer Barbie fan, I have to shout out Diamond Castle for the girls wearing the lesbian flag colors and the bisexual flag colors, like verbatim in their outfits. Yeah, that's the one where they don't get with the guys and live in a cottage together.
That's awesome.
That one. Yeah.
Good Easter eggs. Now people
Good
will
Easter
catch it on the
eggs,
rewatch.
exactly.
Yeah.
Also, for those of you who were on TikTok a couple years ago when those dogs were like dancing around and people were like imitating the dogs, that's from Diamond Castle. So brace yourself for that's the level of CGI dog you're getting.
That's true. Watching it all back, the animal friends are just they're a lot.
Sometimes they're genuinely horrifying.
They're scary. They're like Freddy shit.
Yeah. Even though I said Barbie has aged well, I did not mean that the sidekicks aged well.
The cats were the best one. Princess and the Pauper, cute cats.
Oh, yeah, the cats were cute.
Oh yeah, the cats are cute. The cats are cute. Honestly, I was rooting for their romance just as much as the main couples.
Honestly,
also,
their romance was stronger, was better. Let's talk.
It was very Lady and the Tramp. It was very Lady and the Tramp, like, but for cats.
The cat that acts like a dog, and they have a whole song about like it's okay, you can be whoever you are. Like that is so coded in like the idea of being like messing with gender and stuff like that, and like that there's a whole song about it. Oh, love Barbie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, what is your favorite song in any of the movies, and especially like for Princess and the Pauper? I think that's like the musical one. So what are the best songs in Barbie?
That's a great question.
Just like you.
You're just like me.
That one.
It's the best. It's so good.
Like literally all the songs are bops.
Free is also really good.
Oh
yeah.
The one they sing about wanting to be free.
Yes. Also, the song that they use in 12 Dancing Princesses, the da 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 da
No lyrics, but slaps.
Yeah, it slaps. Musical. We love just straight instrumental music. Oh, and the one in like the Diamond Castle also has really good ones, but like connected, protected, something like da 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 da. That one.
Again, in the for fun low-key college not-for-profit theater version of Princess and the Pauper I was in, we took Connected as our bow song. We were like, just take that from Diamond Castle. We'll bow to that. I should also say this was also a queer retelling. Erica was trans, and Julian was non-binary. And we did have the girls from Diamond Castle as the narrators. Like we were doing a lot, but we also stole from Island Princess, the song on the boat. That song's great. I do not remember the name right now, but that one's really good.
Oh, wait,
that guy actually sings that. Like that's a duet between.
It's like a duet, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the one from Island Princess, not that one, but like the melody, like the
I Need to Know.
Yes, I Need to Know is really good. Yeah.
But also like the one with the mom, like how she finds her mom with that like lullaby she used to sing her.
Oh yeah,
like
cute.
How does it go? Oh, I can't remember, but it's such a beautiful song.
I'm just impressed you remembered Connected so well. Like I was like, those are the notes. Like that.
Really, I had it stuck in my head today. Like I think I was singing it. I'm really gonna lie.
I love that.
I know you shouted out the cats, but are there any other animal sidekicks that are amongst your favorites?
Bibble. Yes. Same time. Bibble. Oh my God. I can't describe Bibble. Like that. Bibble is a meme. Bibble is incredible. I would say even if you don't watch all of Fairytopia Mermaidia, you need to watch the scene where Bibble eats magic fruit that changes voice. And it goes from like opera to the lowest, sexiest voice imaginable, which is like on purpose. You're like, how are they allowed to do that?
No, Bibble is literally flirting with us in that scene.
Yeah. And with the berries.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Bibble's incredible.
Bibble, 100%. Bibble is like
look up Best
Bibble's
of Bibble.
The goat. Bibble.
Yeah.
What about the unicorn Lila?
She's great. She's sassy. I like her. She's got an attitude to her. I like it. I mean, she's great.
Polar bear from Pegasus, I think is like kind of funny.
God.
Wait, who?
She's so funny. She's like, I was
Polar bear
really
from
watching.
Pegasus.
Oh yeah, no, Ben was with Cynthia and me when we were watching Magic of the Pegasus. So actually, like, which we were doing a trade-off because Ben had shown me a Bionicle movie, and so he was like,
want to
"Oh,
watch two Bionicle movies."
They're actually really good. I actually really enjoyed it. For a minute, I was sitting there going like, damn it, like this is some really cool shit. I wish I had this as a little kid. Like this is great. But then like when we were watching Barbie, Ben was like, this story has much better pacing than the Bionicle movies. And I was like, wow.
But we can appreciate both. Yes. Oh my gosh. Sorry, keep going.
We can appreciate both. I think what I really liked about Bionicle was the world building, but what I really liked about Barbie is the quality of the storytelling. And I think like rewatching Magic of Pegasus was great, but I will say the polar bear was like hilarious because it was so creepy. Like how it was like trying to come on to like the male lead. I was like, oh, but at the same time,
God,
like that's
creepy.
Hilarious. Like how am I disgusted, but like also laughing? Like this is like
that's some bestiality stuff right there. Bestiality. Also, if you had a jar that would not fly, like.
True.
No. But can we also talk about the B-roll that they did? the B-roll that they did at the end of the movies?
Oh, the bloopers,
like,
you mean?
The bloopers.
Yeah, the bloopers.
Yes,
how you know.
Bring those back. Oh my god.
The bloopers is how you know
so
that
great.
Barbie's an actress. That's literally how we know Barbie
Yep.
is an actress. That's part of the lore, is the bloopers. And the bloopers that we see all them act all this stuff, you're like, wait a second. This is a movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is breaking the fourth wall.
Well, what do you
Also-
think
oh,
of...
sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Very quickly, but just like what Katie was talking about in terms of like getting to watch Bionicles, I want to watch Bionicles because I feel like gendered content in terms of like this is designed to be for girls, this is designed to be for boys. Like that's not necessarily a bad thing. What could be a bad thing is like being like only girls can watch it, only boys can watch it, and the idea of like there's all this content that like whatever side you're on, you know what I mean, like that you can access now and still be like childhood wonder, you know what I mean? So yeah. And we all deserve to watch both Bionicles and Barbie and get to enjoy both.
Exactly. Oh no, I remember as a little kid, more so than Barbie, I was a fan of like Dinotopia. And by Dinotopia, I mean both the Hallmark movie and the animated TV series. I was loving both of those. I was also a big fan of like Land Before Time, Jurassic Park. So I felt like as a kid, I did feel like exactly what you're saying, Lindsay, of like you can be a guy and a girl and enjoy any walk of life of things. And I was like, at least for me, I'm glad that like my parents also were just like didn't say I could enjoy only girl things or only guy things. We were just like, oh, you can enjoy whatever you want. Like I think that's like really good and healthy.
Let me ask, what do you think is the best Barbie villain?
Oh my gosh, that's harder.
That's a
Again,
good
these are
one.
name lists like like top class actors, high budget. All the budget went to them. Preminger,
Ooh.
I love Preminger. He's incredible. Martin Short does the best. It's so good. So good, guys.
I think, okay, I have a couple. So let me like talk them out. The Duchess from 12 Dancing Princesses, of course, but she's kind of like a gaslight, like type of lady. She's a gaslighter. Pretty strong villain move. Gaslight girl boss. Gatekeep. She literally is a gaslight girl boss gatekeep.
She
Her.
is. That's
Literally her. So I mean, it's just kind of a strong one. It's a strong villain to mess with. I think any of the step villain like people or stepmothers, the like the sister or like the like Fairytopia, the evil queen who like poisons her sister. Like, I mean, she like basically like dominated an entire like species of fungi people and like got them to do her bidding. And then she even manipulated these fairy leaders and got each and every one of them in a cell and like entrapped all of them and zapped out their power. That's pretty like big. That's OP.
and the second movie, she like poisons the entire ocean and is going to kill all of the mer people and do like a giant genocide. Like the stakes again, high.
Literally.
High.
She's like that's kind of crazy. Like she really went for it. She said, I want the world to be mine, like, and I'm gonna make it mine. And she kind of did that on her own. Like she really said manipulate everybody and then poison everybody.
Also, how did they combine both environmental issues and genocide issues into one movie?
When did this movie come out? Yes. What year exactly?
Yeah, exactly. I love how intense it gets.
Barbie prevents a genocide coming soon.
They could have renamed it.
Also, I feel like she kind of does have like a little sliver. Okay, correct me if I'm remembering this wrong, but like her sister is literally so beautiful and pretty and everybody loves her. And it's like, imagine being the like ugly sister that everyone hates. Like, come on, that's like, that kind of sucks. That's like such an inferiority complex. And it's so real too. Like, I feel like that's a realistic, okay, maybe not the best motivation for like genocide, but like still motivation, you know, like there's something in there. And like also from Mariposa, the like girl who's secretly like, okay, I guess they're kind of the same. Like the Duchess and her, they're the same. They're like poison. I mean, they're all the same. Okay, the Duchess, that like they're all poisoning like someone who's really close to like this figure in power, poisoning them.
Yeah, which also I have to give the Barbie movies credit for giving girls a healthy way of combating gaslighting by going out and fighting villains and like being badasses. But like I don't know, just you mentioning like how much, like you, Cynthia, mentioning how much gaslighting there is in Barbie movies. I also feel like
from the villains,
I know that I know that may not have been intentional, but that being said, I feel like that's very relatable for girls, especially because I think girls often bully each other and they often use gaslighting and a lot of those kinds of tactics. So I think showing that in villains is like definitely something that a lot of girls can relate to, is confronting stuff like that. Like on all different kinds of levels. So good for them.
Absolutely. I got a question for you, which is, how do the newer Barbie movies compare to the old ones? Is it a case of hashtag not my Barbie, or do you think that the new regime is doing a good job?
I think in part it's since we're no longer the target audience of 3 to 12 or I think that's the target audience. I think that we don't have the nostalgia for those ones, which definitely then takes out a large amount of our enjoyment, sadly. But I will say one thing that made me laugh is I watched someone else watch A Mermaid's Tale, I believe, which is the one where she's a surfer and then finds out she's a mermaid, which I think is a really fun concept. And then I watched Aquaman and was like, this is beat by beat the same movie. This is exactly the same movie. Except Pitbull's in Aquaman. That's the only difference. But I was like, Wow, that's really funny. Because I bet like a bunch of people who were going to Aquaman were like, I would never be caught dead watching Barbie: A Mermaid's Tale, and I'm like, homie, it's the same plot. I'm sorry. But yeah, for the newer ones, that was one of the ones that I have seen and that I was like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's good, mermaids.
We need to get Pitbull in one of these Barbie movies.
Yeah, you should play a villain.
I watched The Mermaid's Tale actually, and I liked it. I liked it. I liked the little. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying, did you agree with me that that's also the plot of Aquaman?
I didn't realize it until you
I
connected
said
the
it.
dots. Yeah, but it is.
It is.
And it was before.
It's crazy.
It was before.
It was. Thank you. Exactly. Who watched that movie? In
Warner
Aquaman?
Brothers was taking notes.
Exactly. Just like Rapunzel. Even more than Rapunzel.
Just
It's like
like-
one for one.
Yeah. I like the little dolphin friend in that one. That was a good sidekick. Yeah.
Also, the evil
Yeah.
fish that's like constantly giving side eye is very funny.
Nice.
Not gonna lie, I definitely watched A Mermaid Tale. I definitely watched Charm School and Princess Popstar, but I can't remember like any of them. And I feel like I
They weren't
watched
during your
them-
formative years.
No, I literally like that's like I like blacked out when I watched them, I guess. Like they have no meaning to me whatsoever. I'm sure they were like I can't even comment if they were good or not because I genuinely remember nothing about them. So if that's to say anything about how I think about the new Barbie movies versus maybe I should rewatch them. Maybe I should watch them. Maybe I should watch the new Barbie movies. I'm gonna be honest, I also don't watch any of the new Barbie movies.
Yeah, the
So,
Mermaid's Tale I
yeah.
think is the newest one I've seen.
But I remember like as I was coming out of my Barbie phase, which was like in 2012 or something like that, I remember like starting to watch Barbie and the Musketeers and midway
I've
through the
seen
movie
that one.
stopping and being, yeah, but I still remember this realization, which it was the same one when like there was one day when I was playing with like my plastic knights and stuff like that with like my wooden castle, and I had this feeling I was like, I have a feeling it's gonna be the last time I play with these,
Oh.
like as a child. And it was.
Yeah.
It was like the weirdest kind of surrealist thing ever. And it was the same thing with that movie where I was watching The Musketeers and realizing like I think this is like the last time I'm gonna like watch a Barbie movie as like a quote unquote kid. And
Yeah.
like be like, I think like after this movie, my nostalgia is gonna be for all the ones before it. And like somewhat like of course, like I as a child I didn't think that eloquently in my head, but
Right.
like that was the kind of feeling of like this is the last one that's gonna be in my
And
era because I know
yeah.
I'm growing out of
Yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah.
an independent
But it was still
literally, I had that
Musketeers is
too.
good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one actually. That one was
It's
never
good.
on my radar.
That's
But I
another-
totally get that
Oh, yeah,
feeling.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
Google.
sorry. No, I was like, I totally get that feeling because I also had a bunch of Barbies from like my neighbor. Like her daughter was a lot older than me and had a lot of Barbies. And so they gave all of that to me. And I remember as a kid, this also formed my storytelling because you know, when you're playing with dolls and stuff, it's like The Sims, you're developing creative skills as a kid. And literally I would have all these like spicy dramas as me like playing with my Barbie. And like I had one male Barbie and had like a lot of Barbie girls. So you could clearly see where like some of the drama came in based on what I literally had. But like yeah, you like are storytelling and like then you like become old enough where it's like you don't need to act it out in dolls. You like put it on paper or something or read a book, you know? But it's like as a kid, there's like that one moment where you're just like outgrowing everything. You're like Pokemon. You're like, this was the last season. Scooby-Doo. Like I stopped at like Mystery Incorporated, I think was the last one I actually really watched. And like Barbie, like Littlest Pet Shop. It's such a crazy moment. It's like that's the end of my childhood, guys. Like it's insane.
Interesting how like when you're a kid and kids media is being created, like you are getting created in the same environment that the media is. So you are like it is tailored to connect with you. And then you get older, and even though the media is still tailored to fit to that like demographic that you were, that demographic is changing. They have different in-jokes, they have different like shared experiences and shared things. So like you, even as you are growing out of it in terms of like, I'm older now, it's like, oh, I'm not being created at the same time as that piece of media. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I think that also factors into it. You know what I mean? A little bit.
I want to get into something fun I've organized for you. So before the show, I asked each of you to send me your top 10 favorite Barbie movies. And one thing I noticed is that there's a lot of overlap. So instead of each of you listing your top 10, I thought we could do something a little different, which is talk about the films that overlapped and made it onto all of your lists. Then if any of you have like any individual films you want to mention before the show ends, you can do that too. But basically, I found that there are 6 films that you all put on your top 10. And then there's also 5 films that 2 out of 3 of you voted on. So we'll consider those honorable mentions. So here are your 5 honorable mentions. First one is Barbie Mariposa. That ended up on Cynthia and Katie's honorable mention. Anything you want to say about that?
Fairytopia totally like overshadowed Mariposa. Mariposa needs some more love. I mean, Fairytopia was also on my top 10 list, and it was actually higher, so sorry. That's kind of hypocritical. But Mariposa,
you're such a fake Mariposa fan.
I do also like Mariposa. I'll put that.
But I have to say,
like
only one of the Fairytopia films like was on my list. I didn't like the other two as much. So Mariposa was above Fairytopia number 1 and 3.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah,
but it's great. It's underrated. I think it's a great story.
I forgot about that one. It is great.
I think people forget that it's Barbie. I think that's why. I think people just it's like a little different than the Barbie like normal movie. It's not Barbie. It's like, or okay. I mean, it is Barbie, but like it felt a little different. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping.
Yeah.
But it felt
I completely agree with you. It did feel like very different. And I think like also the character design in terms of the costuming was also a little bit different from the others, which is like I think I still have my Barbie Mariposa doll, but that was one of my favorite ones to play with because again, she had movable joints. So cool. But I loved her shoes. I thought her shoes were really kick-ass awesome. But I think like out of all like the fantasy kind of Barbie movies, it feels a little darker. Especially because you have literal fairy eating. The obstacles are literal things that eat you. I think it's a little darker. I think the coloring's a little darker. I think the villain is very like menacing and at first is even like a friend towards Barbie, so there's a lot of betrayal there. I think it gets darker than your average Barbie. Even though Barbie movies, as we've shown, can get very dark, I think especially Fairytopia that it acknowledges it. And I think like this is definitely like probably next to Mermaidia, the darkest movie in the Fairytopia universe, but out of the whole B.C.U, as Zach calls it, it's definitely like one of the darkest, which B.C.U should definitely catch on. I really like that.
Yeah.
I second that.
Just FYI.
Third.
The next honorable mention is Barbie Fairytopia, which was voted by Lindsay and Katie.
Yeah, I rewatched that one pretty recently, and it is like you can tell it's one of the early ones, and that it is pretty just like point A to point B, like like there's a quest and they go on it. But again, it did cause 2 other sequels to be made after it, so clearly it was good enough to warrant that. And again, the second one is the best, but that one has its moments. And Bibble, again, his first introduction, so gotta love Bibble.
The next honorable mention is Barbie Fairytopia Mermaidia, which was voted on by Lindsay and Cynthia.
Love that movie.
How did that not make your top 10? That's insane.
Because as I said, I wanted to be the Barbie indie girl. And like, no offense to y'all, but that was the one that every single little girl around me loved. Right. So therefore, I could not love
because
it was not mine.
Mermaids and it has fairies. You can't get much better than that. It's like the next biggest. It's like combining Avengers together.
It is really interesting how other media has not tried that. Like fairies and mermaids, like that's I don't know. I guess it's too much. That's for girls or
Peter
whatever.
Pan.
Like that combo is so powerful. Thank you. There we go. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. More of that. That's it. It's a flawless combination. Like that one's fun.
And unicorns. Like, how can you not have both?
Our next honorable mention is Barbie and the Diamond Castle, which was put on the list by Cynthia and Katie.
Yeah.
I think it was at the bottom of my.
I think you said that you listed 10 and then you said that you didn't see that one, but you knew some fun facts about it. So I didn't put it on the proper.
Like I haven't seen it all the way through, which is kind of a crime, which is like, because I know I'd love it. Exactly. I have all these fun facts about it and I've never seen it all the way through. Because my friends didn't have
like
that
what
one.
you were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally
Dude.
like the gayest one, and I haven't seen it all the way through, which sucks.
No, I'm
will
so
one day.
shocked.
I didn't stop watching it because I didn't want to keep watching it. I was like, I had to go home. Like it's like that kind of. But now as an adult, I will fulfill that. A part of me is like, it's so hyped up in my mind. I'm like, I don't want to like. What if it doesn't live up? But I'll watch it.
No, honestly, it will. It's pretty good. It's pretty solid.
I can say musically wise, it is probably second to Princess and the Pauper in bops.
Okay, I'm excited.
It's like the music's great. The power of friendship's also. It's like very similar to Princess and the Pauper. I think like the friendship duo, the
Except
male
again,
duo.
it's like, oh yeah. Except like again, like the songs they harmonize so much. It's so totally gay. You would really love it. It's like
so excited.
Every single song is a love song. It's great.
They are cottagecore. Like that is what cottagecore lesbians are. Like that is like it's just Diamond Castle.
They also have a throuple, guys.
The next honorable mention is Barbie Island Princess, which was voted on by Cynthia and Lindsay.
Also a fun musical.
I
liked it a little less, to be honest. I think it was like maybe one of the later ones on my list, but that is just because I don't like the girl. Like she's kind of annoying, and all the female or all not the female. Sorry, the man, the guy was annoying too. They were all annoying. The prince was just like I don't want to do any of my duties, and he was basically Eric from like the Little Mermaid live action. He was just like, I want to go and explore, and like I don't want to be tied down to this princely duties. Like suck it up, bitch. You have a country to rule, okay? Also, like the girl, she's just like, oh, I want to go home. Like I can't do this. Like civilization is too much for me. Like I get it, it's overwhelming, but like, girl, learn, adapt. Like, are we not used to like adapting to like going out of our comfort zones and really adapting to stuff? Like, stop whining so much. Like, just deal with it, you know? And she's like so unconfident in herself. I'm like, you're literally Barbie. Not that she knows that, but like, or she shouldn't. But I'm like, girl, like. You're literally blonde and blue eyes. Like you're talking to animals. Like you have this prince who's like in love with you for some reason, even though you technically look like a nut job. Like it's all good. Like whatever. But like, and then the animals. Let's talk about the animals. They were all so fucking annoying. They all could have died, and I really wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered.
That
the monkey
elephant is annoying.
The elephant was such a like. She literally was the definition of a pick me girl. Like, please, do you need any more attention? Go fuck with some other elephants, dude. Like I don't know. Like. Every single person in that movie annoyed the fuck out of me, but I still somewhat really liked it. It was like kind of endearing.
Songs are good.
See, I'm the one who didn't put on my list, and yet I'm hearing Cynthia, who has it on her list, rant about it more than me.
Yeah, the story is lacking.
The story's laughing, but the songs are bops. Okay, it was kind of nostalgia for me.
But that shows you how high the songs are when like, we're talking about how much we hate the rest of it. Yeah,
I forgot that I put it on my list. Sorry. It was memorable.
True.
Sounds like it was very memorable. And now we are done with the honorable mentions. So here are the official top 6 Barbie films of all time, according to Katie, Cynthia, and Lindsay. Coming in at number 6 is Barbie of Swan Lake.
Classic. It's good.
I'm like kind of shook. I kind of
put it so low.
I tried to gauge the list based on how high everybody had a film. So it's kind of like I did my best, but this is like kind of the general ranking. But the number 1 is like clearly number 1. Right. Universally.
No, I'm genuinely surprised that I even made it on the list. Like I honestly did not like Swan Lake that much.
Oh, okay, all right. So 6 is fine. You're fine with 6.
That's probably how it ended up there. Yeah.
I'm surprised that I like what? I feel like some of these other honorable mentions were way better, but that's just
the dresses in Swan Lake are really good. The story is Swan Lake, so it's good. That was pretty popular before Barbie. I think a weird element of that one is the creatures that are little kids in costumes that then turn back into creatures that I don't remember why. Like I don't remember why that was a plot.
Also something that always annoyed me. Yeah, also something that always annoyed me was Swan Lake, which Dancing Princesses was better. better.
Agreed.
All of the ballet technique in Swan Lake was wrong. It was so wrong.
They
I
learned
was
their lesson
like
for the
my
next one.
ballet friends and I one time, like my few friends that I had in ballet. Let me rephrase it. My few friends that I had in ballet would sit down and we'd watch Barbie Swan Lake and like critique all of their technique and be like, nope, and then we'd laugh and be like, oh no, we just learned that on Tuesday. Like her arms are in high fib. Like that. What is that? Like.
Also, that movie, like, the anti-Semitism is, and I don't think it's intentional, but it's like, oh my God, like this is like other people have done like video essays on this, which I think you could also turn about to like the original story and just like fairy tales in general being very anti-Semitic. But like that one, it's like, who approved this character design, dude? Like this is not okay.
No, literally.
But yeah.
Now
But
I'm
the story is a
curious.
classic.
I gotta see. I didn't see that one, so I
I've
gotta
like never seen the movie. Like, what's in this thing?
I think Swan Lake is a classic, which is probably why it's on all of our lists. Like it is a classic. I would say it's definitely not. It was like the one of the lower ones on my favorites, but it's a classic. Like I feel like everyone has seen it if they watch Barbie.
Yeah, I feel like I mostly put it on my list for the memories
Yeah.
of watching it because I do like, which is honestly why that one made it on my list instead of Island Princess. I remembered more from Swan Lake than the Island Princess, and that's why it made it on. Even though I would say that it's Island Princess is less sketch, like Swan Lake I remembered more.
Our next pick, which is number 5, is Barbie as Rapunzel.
Good.
That's a good one.
movie.
I like it. OP superpower, super creative. I like it. It's good.
One
Great
of
music.
the like originals, like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it was like the third or something. Like it was
the second, right?
oh dang, yeah. OG.
The fucking
First
song in that too, so good. What that melody, you know that melody? It's like similar to give me a second. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, research.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like the theme song. That one
Like
really
that one I watched the longest ago. Like I haven't rewatched that one in a really long time. I'm trying to but the paintbrush sticks with me because I was like, I want that.
Our number 4 pick is Barbie and the Nutcracker.
It's not my favorite. I think it was also pretty low on my list, but it again is a classic. Like you can't like I feel like everyone has like had to have watched it. It's just such a classic. It's a core memory, but if I'm gonna be honest, I really have like no real recollection other than the fact that I think the guy, like the male love interest, I think he's probably one of the better ones in my opinion.
Yeah, even though he's
Yeah.
literally like a nutcracker.
Yeah.
He's like not human. But he's a sweetheart.
He's
a sweetheart.
Green flags all around.
Also, can we talk about the swing that she travels on? I used to have so many dreams about traveling around on a flying swing, and I was so sick. I really loved that. That's the reason why that movie was on my list. The swing. I want that.
Also,
I wanted to make that swing like real.
Shout out the Rat King. Tim Curry is the Rat King, killing it.
You're shitting me. Really?
Sure, I'll double check.
I think so. Yeah, I was looking up these movies before I saw his name. Yeah.
They didn't skip on the villain.
So Pennywise and the guy in Barbie the Nutcracker.
Yes.
Your number 3 pick was Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus 3D. Please explain the 3D part of this.
It was the first
It
one.
was a home DVD that came with glasses. There's even a specific part where like Barbie's about to be cooked alive by this orc, which is a great scene. And he's throwing in vegetables, and looking now, you're like, oh, this scene was purely for the 3D. They were really trying to prove why they made this movie 3D.
Also, who doesn't love Pegasus? Let's like Pegasi.
Yeah, that's fun.
Pegasi.
And someone else mentioned how like the Barbie character in this one and the love interest have a really funny like dynamic, like playful banter. Because some of the other ones they were like playing it safe and like let's just have them really nice to each other, which also really works. But they were able to like really find a good balance in this one of them just being kind of sassy towards each other at the beginning, which is fun.
I mentioned that earlier.
Totally.
The whole like
from
enemies to lovers, like that. They did it really well. Like I thought they had a lot more dynamic relationship compared to the other ones. And they had like a growth, like an arc with each other. And I also really liked it because there was a Barbie Pegasus game on the PC.
Yes.
Anybody remember that?
I had the Barbie Princess and the Pauper video game, which at a certain point they hadn't built the rest of the video game because they were just like chugging this out. They're like, the girls aren't gonna get that far. And he hit a certain point, and I was like, "Where's the rest of the video game? Where's my money? Give me my money back."
They had a game for that.
It was
Amazing.
fun. It was really fun. You got to make stained glass windows and cakes, and like also like deal with like political like problems because you were also a princess. You're like the union, the miners' union. And you're like, there's so much random stuff with that.
In the Pegasus game, you literally had that scene with the orc where you had to like sneak past him and like not run into like you had to like go through these like vegetables and stuff and make it across the table and like use the rope and slide down, or like her hair tie it and slide down. And there was also like you could fly, like you could practice flying a Pegasus, like, and you can also go visit the Cloud Kingdom like castle. And like I love the clacking of the heels.
I would have loved this.
It was a great game. I remember it so vividly. It was beautiful, and I just especially remember the clacking of the heels in the castle was like, it was some ASMR stuff.
Obsessed.
Your number 2 pick is Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses.
It's a good one.
Legendary.
Music, storyline, everything. It was great. Top notch.
And there's 12 characters, and like you're rooting for like all of them. Good job.
12 characters
Also
in like 12 characters in 80 minutes is a lot to balance.
Yeah, that's a good point. These aren't super long. That's a good reminder. Also another one that was like fairy tale that they adapted, and then made like adjustments. That were
also, I think that the world that they went to. Yeah. Also, I think the world that they went to was very creative, and how like, and I think the whole character arc also for the main girl, which is played by Barbie, was really good, really well written, and the guy was pretty well written. He was a nice guy. He was pretty chill.
I think my favorite thing about that movie was the magical place that they went to. It was just
so
cool. It was so creative, so fun.
Yeah.
And like the original story, they all go down like it's less of like we found this magical place and we're having fun and we're doing the things we like, and like we got charmed by these like warlock guys and now we're in this magical realm and that's bad for our parents because they lost all their daughters. Like it's more that energy fairy tale rather than like Narnia, you know what I mean? And this so I like the adjustments. Yeah.
Narnia is such a good comp for that one.
Yeah.
And our final pick for the best Barbie movie of all time, according to the Cinema Flow podcast. I think you all know it. Cynthia, how about you do the honors? What is our number 1 pick?
Princess and the fucking Pauper. We all love it. It's amazing. You already heard us talk about it this entire time. It's the best. I like don't know what else to say about it because I already said everything. It's just the best. Good music, good characters, good storyline, good pet characters, sidekicks, whatever you want to call them. It's
good
amazing.
villain.
Literally the best one out there. It's iconic.
So
that's right. There's Citizen Kane, and then there's Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper.
Come on. See, I feel like Princess and the Pauper is like, yes, it has obstacles, but it's full of joy and laughter. Citizen Kane is just pain and brutality. It's awful. No more Rosebud. No more Rosebud.
They literally had to put a jump scare in the movie to make sure we don't fall asleep. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I did fall asleep. I did fall asleep in the Dodge screening, and then that happened, and I woke up and screamed. If you heard someone scream when we had to watch that movie in class, it was me.
That's incredible.
That's
also,
so
I found
awesome.
the woman's name who wrote like a majority of the ones we've been talking about, if not all. Like I didn't scroll all the way through her IMDb because she wrote stuff in between. But her name is Ilana Lesser. I think I'm pronouncing that right with an E. Ilana with an E.
Let's try to get her on the show, and y'all can come back and interview her.
To meet her. Like how did you get this job? Like icon.
This woman is so successful. Like she literally created like the core memories of thousands.
I hope she knows. You know what I mean? I hope
she definitely does. It's Barbie.
Yeah. She also did a bunch of episodes of Dragon Tales. Another good show.
Oh
my god, that's awesome.
I want to meet her so bad.
Oh my god.
Icon.
And who did the voice for, is it Kelly Sheridan for Barbie?
It's definitely Kelly something. Her IMDb is crazy. It's all
Yeah.
Barbie and Sausage Party. What an icon. Like, I want to meet her too. You seem cool.
Also, Alana Lesser wrote Land Before Time. I'm officially.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Wow,
oh,
Yeah.
making sense.
this woman is a triple threat, guys. Watch out.
So, my last question has to do with the elephant in the room, which is Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie's Barbie film. We're recording this podcast several days before the movie comes out, so none of us have had the chance to see it, although I'm sure we will all be there opening weekend. What do you hope to see in the film, and what are your expectations for it?
So, a couple of Zach sent us the things to watch for that Greta said would be good to watch before you watch Barbie, and I also had read stuff about people were like, "What's it like?" And some of the stuff she had mentioned was like Matrix, Singing in the Rain, The Truman Show, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a deep dive. This is not surface level. We are dissecting what it means, what feminine means, what it means to be a woman. We are going." Through all of this. This is going to be, and that's what I hope. Obviously, we have not seen it yet, but my expectations are very high, and I love Greta, and I am very excited about this movie. But one of the I'm gonna butcher this because I'm trying to remember it, but there, obviously there's the hero's journey. There's also something called that's been taglined the heroine's journey. This doesn't mean it necessarily needs to be a woman, but it's basically a character exploring their own gender and dissecting what it means to be feminine and masculine, and basically separating from the feminine. Usually it's a woman character, but separating, being I'm not like other girls, and then having an arc of being wait a minute, maybe I don't have to just totally push aside everything feminine because I've been told I have to be feminine. Yes, there's benefits to the masculine and you should explore that, but we don't have to demonize the feminine. And then reconnecting with the feminine, and then again it's a cycle, so it's distancing, connecting to the masculine, realizing it's not a black and white situation, and that cycle throughout. And so I really hope a studio movie that does a heroine's journey arc would be incredible, and I'm very excited. So yeah, that's what I hope it dives into, not just Barbie's arc as a company and IP, but what Barbie means to little girls and what it means to be a little girl and growing up and stuff like that. But I'm very excited. I also heard a quote from Margot Robbie about how the Barbie astronaut came out in a time when women couldn't own their own credit cards, and the idea of because that was pretty late. that happened pretty late. So that idea of Barbie, of course, is not perfect, but the idea of it has always been in some ways progressive. The idea of Barbie having a job and going to the moon. And so I'm really excited to see how they do all of that. And I think it's gonna be really funny, which I also love. So I'm just excited. Those are all of my thoughts.
So I agree with Lindsay on all of that. My expectations are really, really high. I think also because, Barbie has had some questionable things in the past, especially revolving around body image. And, one of my main concerns with them casting, I think Margot Robbie's a great choice because of her comedy and how she's very no bullshit in her acting. But one thing I was really worried about was the body stereotyping, because I was she's blonde. She's in great, she's very skinny, okay, I'm really worried that they're just going to fade into that, but I don't think that's what they're going to do. But that was one concern I had going in with the casting. But knowing Margot Robbie, I'm very confident that's not going to happen. And I am glad I've heard it's very political. I'm really happy about that because as we've said with a lot of these Barbie movies, especially in Fairytopia, they don't shy away from dark themes. I think they're keeping in touch with that. I think they should confront kind of all the different things that Barbie has struggled with in the past. I'm glad to hear that it sounds like they're trying to do that, but at the same time acknowledge Barbie, nothing is ever going to be perfect, and we're going to continue to try to learn from the past and improve in the future. And it sounds like this Barbie movie is acting on that and not afraid to be bold about it. So I'm really excited to see what Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie do on this, and Ryan Gosling. I'm really excited to see him as Ken. I think he's a great choice.
Second, both of them. I think just knowing Greta Gerwig, in her other films, she's definitely going to put a twist on Barbie. It's not going to be your conventional like Barbie film. Like we're going to go darker, deeper with it. I think we're going to mask it as like what we're going to see is a masked version, like clear with the pastel colors, how bright and funny the trailers all seem. Like I feel like they're going to, I mean, we kind of seen like snippets and bits, but I feel like because the world and everything looks on the outside so colorful and bright and perfect, it's going to make the messages and like what Barbie actually goes through like that much darker, and kind of put like a, I don't know if it's necessarily going to go as far as a psychological thriller, but like definitely asking some like philosophical questions, making like all of us really think about the controversies behind Barbie and like what it's like to be that picturesque idol, that, you know, icon that everyone admires and like that everyone grew up on. And I think we're really going to tag into just like the deeper, darker side of that controversy, masked with like a bunch of humor, obviously, like for comedic relief and like a really fun storyline and great actors. So I'm very excited. I feel like there's so much to look forward to, and I think it's going to be such a great time. And it's just beautiful to look at, like everything, costume design, all the production design and the actors, like the music, the world building, it just looks gorgeous.
Also, just adding on to that real quick, Cynthia reminded me of something else. I think it was Greta Gerwig mentioned how like in a lot of like, obviously like the story of like Adam and Eve has definitely impacted, you know, the world a lot. And she was talking about how like Barbie's creation story is not there was Adam and then came Eve. Their story is there's Barbie. Oh, and then Ken got added on. And like how that's such a flip of our own world, and getting to dive into that Barbie world where that's, you know, their creation story, and then how Barbie is going to leave that and go to our world, and how that culture shock is not dissimilar to growing up as a little girl and being told you can do anything and then being like, sexism. Hello. So I'm interested to see how like Barbie's journey is going to parallel the idea of like growing up as a AFAB person in our society. So I'm second all of the things they said too. Oh my gosh, we should all go see this movie together. I'm so excited.
You should dress up as your favorite Barbie and go see it.
I'm dressing up as Bibble. That's not a joke.
Oh, yes.
I'm going as Bibble.
Oh my god. You sure it's not that one villain that you're not going to dress up as?
I didn't get to keep that costume, or I would just put that on. Preminger.
Okay. Bibble's a great choice, though. Bibble's a great choice.
Well, I want to thank you all for taking time out of your adult life to talk about the B.C.U. I had a great time learning more about these films. Before we go, are there any last things you want to say about Barbie before we sign off?
I'm pulling up a C.S. Lewis childhood quote that I think really impacts, but I've got to try to find it quick because I want to just actually say it. So y'all go first if you have anything.
Barbie was great to grow up with. It was just great entertainment, and I appreciated how wholesome it was, but it wasn't gonna dumb things down for kids at all. I appreciated that. And I appreciate all the songs that we still remember.
Yeah, Barbie was a cinematic masterpiece, and it is still a masterpiece and will never be forgotten. And I'm glad I grew up with it as my childhood.
Yeah, I just, there's something special about them for sure, and I think they really impacted me, and I'm so glad I got to see them at such a young age and get just all of the good Barbie goodness. I found the quote. But it's from C.S. Lewis, a Narnia callback. But it's, when I became a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up. And I think, which is basically like, yeah, right? Yeah, it's such a good quote. And I think us all getting to talk about how much we love the Barbie movies is that quote.
Yeah. No, I remember talking, I've talked a lot about this with Ben, obviously, because of his Bionicles and like me with like my dinosaurs and stuff, dinosaurs in particular, but also Barbie. But it's like, yeah, I think there was a point in middle school, high school, I was very afraid to talk about all those things. And even a little bit into college where I was like, oh no, Barbie. Oh no, I don't like Barbie.
are you kidding? I'm not one of those girls. And then like after that being like, no, it's a slang show. Like, what the fuck am I talking about? Like, it's great. Why would I ever like, that's very immature to deny that I like that thing, because it's very good. And I think that quote just sums it up perfectly.
Well, I want to thank you all for taking the time to do this episode. I'll make sure to put all of your social media links in the description in case anybody wants to hit you up and chat about Barbie with you. Also want to thank all of the listeners for checking out this episode of the Cinema Flow podcast. I'll be back next week with more fun movie chats, but until then, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Barbies.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like gay Barbies, let me know. I'll send you my pilot.